Hi guys, it's me Louise again. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how I studied for the HESI and the exit HESI. At Drexel, we had to take the subject HESIs for every class, and then before we could graduate, we needed to pass an exit HESI. That was in my cohort, and I just finished in September, this September of 2015. Drexel is now getting rid of their HESIs, and now people are going to be taking ATI. I've only taken ATIs twice in my whole nursing career at Drexel. And the first one I took was for a community health class, and then that didn't even count it towards our grades. And then the other one I took was for my leadership class, and that one, it was not counted. Like it was, we took a HESI and an ATI for my leadership class, and the professor chose the highest of the two to count towards your grade. So that's the only times I've ever taken ATIs. So I can't really speak much about it. But in terms of HESIs, honestly, the only way I prepare for the HESIs, like any other tests, is doing as many practice questions as I could. I talked to you guys in my previous video about some of the books I used to study for tests and just classes in general. You can use this. I use the exact same books for HESIs. I didn't have anything extra for HESI. I have the HESI textbook, the comprehensive HESI exam book. It's green. It's like the 4th or 5th edition. I have that online that I got from a friend that graduated from the program already. But I also found a PDF version of it on Scribd for free. So if you want that book, check it out. It pretty much tells you what you need to know for the HESI. So it's like HESI comprehensive review on Scribd, 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 the app that I spoke about in the previous video. There is a free HESI book on there, so check that out. That's what I used to study. I used that mostly for women's health because that was like my weakest spot. So I actually read that book for the women's health part, and I did very well on that women's health HESI when I read the book, or when I read that, and I did tons and tons. Like I did so many questions from my Lippincott book, and also from my Davis Success series, the Davis Women's Health Success book. I don't know what it's called. I think Maternity. It's called Maternity Davis Success. And that one's also on Scribd for free too. Like, use Scribd. Scribd has so many good resources. You wouldn't even believe it. And like, I couldn't believe half of that stuff was free. Like, I didn't have to pay for any of that stuff. So use Scribd and like just take time and just go through it and type in anything you want and see what comes up. And usually if you get one thing, another thing it will recommend other books, which might be another book you were already looking for, so that's also good. So use Scribd. I use Scribd for that to get my maternity Davis Success maternity tech practice question book from there. And also, I just like did regular NCLEX questions. Honestly, there's really nothing you can do for HESI except doing as many questions as possible. And also in Scribd, I typed in HESI test questions or like HESI example questions just to see what the type of questions they will ask. And like I found this when I typed that in, I found this like a sample exam. A sample HESI questions. It's not the actual. You won't see these questions on the HESI, but it kind of gives you an idea of the question, some of the questions to expect and how they are worded. The HESI is pretty tricky. It's more trickier than ATI. ATI is a lot straightforward. So like, go on Scribd, the Scribd app. Like I use this app throughout nursing school. Once I discovered it, like nothing can beat it. I found anything I needed on here. So I typed in, like, when you go to the search, I search HESI questions or HESI whatever, and like things will pop up for you, and you can do the practice questions through that. And even you also go to Google and type in HESI practice questions. There's like tons of resources out there. There's really nothing. If you really want to know what to, like, just read the HESI book, because it's coming straight from the people that are making the exam, so you can't go wrong with that. Get the HESI book. It's online. You can buy it, rent it, buy it too. But I did find it on Scribd for free. I don't know if they will still have it up, but look it up and try to find it. Use every resources you can. And that's for the subject HESIs. I really didn't do anything special for it, just except doing practice questions. And also, I bought this this thing called Your Best Grade. It was like 1 year subscription for $99. That is like the only thing I've ever like actually used money for, besides that $33 textbook, that $33 NCLEX book throughout the program. Those two are the only thing I've actually like put money towards. Your Best Grade, it's supposedly like it's geared towards helping you pass your HESI, like mostly towards your exit HESI, but they have like subject tests too. Mine I think is going to be expiring next month anyways, but I use that to get a lot of practice questions. I don't think it's necessary. Somebody recommended it to me, so I'm recommending it to you guys, but I mean, their questions are pretty hard, but I don't know if I don't think that's what actually prepared me. I think me just doing a variety of different questions is what helped me more, not just Your Best Grade. So if you don't have the money for it, it doesn't really matter. All it does is just give you practice questions, which you can probably find a lot online too, especially Scribd. So if you have money, go ahead and get the subscription for it. But if you don't worry about it. You just, as long as you get as many practice questions as you can from any textbook, any NCLEX book, you'll be fine. And then for my exit HESI, I was more worried for exit HESIs than I was for the subject ones, because certain classes like worth 15% or 10% of your grade. So for me, my plan was go into finals week with really strong like grades, so it wouldn't matter what I did on the HESI, that my grade wouldn't drop too low. But for exit HESI, I came up with a plan. So since on the exit HESI you get 160 questions, 160 questions, and so my plan was to do 160 questions every day. So I started this in July. I didn't take my exit HESI till September, so I started my exit practice stuff on July 7th. As you can, I actually wrote down everything. So like July, like the date that I would take it. So I started with my best grade subscription. So I did like all their practice questions. I did 160 questions. And so this is the one I did for July 7th, 2015. So every question that I got wrong, I wrote down the rationale for it, like why it was wrong. So like, as you can see, this is full. I got a lot of questions wrong. So every question I got like out of 160, and then I'll grade myself at the end. So like, it will tell you what score you got at the end for your best grade. It grades you. So like, I got an 82 on the first 160 questions that I did. So that wasn't too bad. So then the next day, so I was keeping track of like how I was doing, if my grades were going up or down, if I'm just like staggering in the same place. And next day, July 8th, I did another 160 questions from your best grade. And I keep getting them more wrong. So these are all the rationales that I wrote, like I spelled stuff on it. These are the rationales that I wrote down of every question that I've gotten wrong, because I didn't want to get them wrong again if I ever saw it again. So yeah, it seems like a lot, but it helped me, because then when I write it down, I'm like, okay, when I see it again, I don't make the same mistake. So this is from July 8th, and then like down here, this one goes more. And then like I'll write my score. So like before, I went from an 82 to a 77, to a 70 actually. Like my grade went down. Like the more questions you do, you get harder variety questions. So don't expect, my grade went down. So I got like a 70. This is like upside down because of the way the camera angle is. But like, I don't know. Like yeah. So I went from an 82 the first time I took it to a 70. And then I took a break on July 9th, 10th, 11th to focus on class, and then I was back on July 13th, and so I just kept going on and doing 160, just writing down my rationales that I got wrong, and then keep going. You can do this for subject tests too, but you don't really I didn't have time to do this for subject tests because I had to I had regular exams I need to focus on. So yeah, so pretty much did this. This is like, there's like lots of pages of these that I kept doing over and over again for all day, all the way up until I reached until I reached like the day of my exam. So the day before my exam, I didn't do it. I just took a break and just rested. So that was it. Yeah, all the way to August 14th, the 15th, the 18th. Yeah, and I kept going and going and going until I was done. So this is like how I study, just writing down the rationales and making sure I don't make the same mistakes. So this is it. So you can do that for yourself. And like my grades like kept going down. You would think it would go up as I did more questions, but now it kept going down and down. So like all my questions I got from my NCLEX books and also from my Lippincotts. Mostly Lippincotts have like 500 questions and then more than that. So I had a lot of books to take tests from, and like the stuff that didn't give you that, like I would grade myself. So everything that I got wrong, I would count all the stuff, all the rationales. I have like dashes here. Those are the things I got wrong, so I'll count them all, and then out of 160 grade myself to see how bad or how well I did. So that's how I study for the exit HESI, just doing tons and tons of questions. 160 questions sounds a lot, but usually it took me usually like three hours to do one test because I was sitting down and writing everything. But if you're just taking it and not writing anything down, usually 1 or 2 hours, usually what it took me. Like when I took the real test, it only took me like an hour, or like it took me 2 hours because I was taking my time. I didn't want to like rush through it and fail, so I took my time. But during my practice, it usually take me an hour. So it's like kind of like training yourself for a marathon. That's how I see it. Just, you know, doing it, getting yourself, you know, conditioning yourself to sitting down there for a long time. So that's what I did for my exit HESI. That's how I passed. And also I used Quizlet too to get as many questions as possible. I'm crazy about questions. I love doing questions. That's how I learn. I don't like reading textbooks. So doing questions will help me. It may not help you, but that's how I studied. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me any questions you want. Right now, I don't have anything doing. I'm done with school. I got nothing going on in my life right now, just applying for jobs. Like I said before, if you know somebody who knows somebody who works in a hospital, you know, let me know, because I am desperate for a job right now. Well, not really, because I just got my license, so it's only been a week, so maybe I'm just exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, life after nursing school sucks if you don't have a job. So I'm just like right now I'm playing the waiting game. So that's it. If you guys have any more specific questions about HESIs, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And good luck on your nursing journey. You're going to enjoy it. Goodbye.